Good morning, welcome to Headline Focus here on Core Politics, live with me, Rob Double. It is Tuesday, the 10th of October 2017, and with time rapidly approaching the start of the working day, let's have a look at what's making the news. So to start off with the Times, junior doctors could see a change to their job title to ending using the words such as trainee or junior doctor, which is currently used to describe doctors who are qualified in medical practice but often have decades of experience but are training to become consultants. Now, this has led to problems such as people mistaking junior doctors for people who are there on work experience or internships, and far more unqualified medical professionals and staff, which many junior doctors apparently see as sort of belittling and difficult in their job. There's about 52,000 doctors training to become consultants in the UK at the moment. The real reason behind this, well, apparently is to give the respect junior doctors deserve. That's the key line. And this has come about through a campaign which has been backed by England's Chief Medical Officer, Dame Sally Davies. Next up, let's have a look at the Daily Mail. Unhealthy life choices are putting unprecedented pressures on the NHS, according to the annual State of Care report from the Care Quality Commission. They say that care homes and GP surgeries were straining at the seams over lack of beds, insufficient staff and record demands. Pick up a Daily Mail if you're interested in reading that front page news story. It's quite a big story for them today. Let's have a look in focus at the main story today, which is again Theresa May and again Brexit. But it's fair enough, though. The government published two papers yesterday, which are effectively contingency papers, outlining what they would do in the event of a no deal. In other words, at the end of the negotiation period, there is no deal reached between the European Union and the UK then hits a hard Brexit and crashes out of the EU without any arrangements with the EU in place. Now, they were focused mainly on international trade or trade, and also the customs union, what the UK would do in terms of custom controls. The key lines coming out from the papers today, and as you probably saw in a lot of the papers, was that the UK is prepared and is indeed planning for the contingency of crashing out of the EU on a hard Brexit or getting a no deal from the EU. This apparently is piling on the pressure ahead of the latest Brexit talks, which are taking place this week. And there's going to be a press conference, I think, on Thursday between Michel Barnier and David Davis. That's yet to be absolutely confirmed, though. The FT covering it slightly differently. A PM preparing for a high-stakes game of brinkmanship with Brussels. So you might have seen yesterday a key line which came out of the news was the ball's in your court, Theresa May saying to the EU, and then the EU saying back, no, the ball's in your court, Theresa May. So there's a big element of to and fro about whose responsibility is it to concede more conditions, more negotiations first in order for sufficient progress to be taken place, which is crucial for the UK because we want to get onto free trade agreement discussions, discussing a future arrangement with the EU. The ECJ was a key point to come out from yesterday. Theresa May did confirm that the UK would continue accepting the rulings of the European Court of Justice during the transition period, which Theresa May has outlined after the UK leaves the EU. That was an interesting line which came out. And Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of the opposition, again criticised the government for no real progress after 16 months of talks. Pick up pretty much any paper if you're interested in reading more on that. It's quite significant developments, I think. Final story then, global cost of obesity. The cost of treating ill health caused by obesity around the world will top £920 billion a year. That's globally by 2025. The US faces the biggest rise in treatment bill, but the UK will see more than a third of people in the UK classed as obese by 2025. So a very, very significant number of people. And indeed, the World Obesity Federation, the WOF, has said a third of the global population will be overweight or obese by 2025 as well. That's in The Guardian. Pick up one of those if you're interested in reading more. But that's pretty much it. You're up to date for today. Don't forget you can find all the latest on what we're doing on Core Politics on our Facebook page and on Twitter right here. But from me and all the team here at Core London, have a fantastic start to your Tuesday.